Hi, everyone. We're excited to share our Green Bull pitch to tackle the urban heat island effect. We represent Arizona State University's College of Global Futures and have a vision to make urban heat island an urban legend. Urban heat island is a growing concern. Urban areas experience significantly higher temperatures than surrounding areas because man-made materials absorb and retain heat, and natural cooling capabilities typically provided by vegetation and water evaporation have been diminished. Human activities generate heat and release emissions, intensifying this as a feedback loop. As sustainability professionals, we are driven to create positive, long-lasting change. Half of us are Arizona natives, and we've seen the urban heat island effect intensify over time. We examine this issue with an equity lens. Low-income communities and marginalized groups tend to live in areas that have fewer trees, less green space, and poorly insulated housing. Moreover, there's a 14-year life expectancy disparity between cities that have the most and the least resilience against the UHI effect. In these side-by-side photos, you can see the vastly different conditions that are across Phoenix. So why is the urban heat island effect such a big deal? Let's learn more.
It's a clear, cloudless summer day in Phoenix, the kind of day we know all too well. The kind of day that turns rooftops into broilers, asphalt into griddle, and the air into an oppressive, invisible weight pressing down on the city. But for many in our community, it's more than just discomfort. It's a daily struggle to survive. Extreme heat is the deadliest climate-related hazard in the United States, and Phoenix is ground zero. In Maricopa County alone, 645 people died from heat-related causes in 2023. Yet this extreme weather lacks the media and political attention of other extreme weather catastrophes with far fewer casualties, even though it happens annually. And our city isn't just hot, it's getting hotter. The urban heat island effect is raising temperatures, trapping heat, and making it unbearable to be outside. This isn't just an environmental issue, it's a social crisis. For many people, stepping outside means stepping into danger. The construction worker who can't afford to miss a shift, even as the pavement beneath him reaches 160 degrees. The elderly woman rationing her air conditioning, sitting in a stifling home, afraid of the bill that will come if she turns it up, hoping not to be one of the 156 people who died from extreme heat while indoors in 2023. She's not alone. More and more families are making impossible choices. Pay for cooling or pay for food. Pay for rent or pay for medication. One woman told a volunteer at the Salvation Army, "I come here for a few hours to escape the heat and talk to people. Then I go home when it's not as bad." But what happens when it doesn't cool down? When the heat lingers through the night, baking our homes and our streets? When the power grids fail under the pressure of millions of air conditioners running at full blast? Scientists modeled a worst-case scenario, a multi-day power outage during a heat wave. The results? Half the city, 800,000 people, would require hospital treatment for heat-related illnesses. More than 13,000 would die. Cooling centers can be a lifesaver, but only if people can reach them, if they have transportation, if they feel safe leaving their homes, if they don't have to choose between their life and their pet's life, because many centers don't allow animals. And the heat isn't just impacting people, it's reshaping our environment. The relentless temperatures are stressing our trees, drying out our soil, and making it harder for vegetation to survive. Every lost tree means more exposed pavement, more absorbed heat, and even higher temperatures. And with those higher temperatures comes even greater reliance on air conditioning, creating a vicious cycle where energy demand skyrockets, emissions rise, and the climate gets even hotter. But all of this, the suffering, the environmental degradation, comes with an economic cost, one that we all bear. The price of higher electricity bills that force families into deeper poverty, the cost of lost labor productivity as outdoor work becomes increasingly unsafe, the strain on infrastructure as roads crack, power grids fail, and emergency services struggle to keep up. By 2100, Phoenix could lose nearly half of its working year to heat, crippling industries like construction and tourism. Businesses will leave, jobs will disappear, and the city will suffer. Social, environmental, economic. These aren't separate issues. They are deeply intertwined. The heat doesn't just impact our air, it impacts our people, our businesses, and our future. But here's the good news. We are not powerless. We have the tools, the technology, and the solutions to make Phoenix a more resilient city. In the next section, we'll share real, actionable solutions, ways we can cool our city, protect our people, and build an economy that thrives despite the heat.
The UHI effect is not just something that Phoenix must deal with. The entire southernmost portion of the United States, from Los Angeles to Jacksonville, offers a compelling window on what lies ahead for the nation as climate change accelerates. This region is on the front lines of social, economic, and ecological impacts of climate change, and it includes the three most populous cities and quickly growing cities in the United States, the energy capital of the world, many of our largest international airports, extremes in weather and water-related challenges, and high population diversity. Without measures that reduce the UHI effect and other climate change issues, this region stands to lose 20% of its GDP within 60 years.
Our team has identified three urgent actions: green city planning using natural vegetation such as trees, energy efficiency regulations, including Energy Star buildings, and in community engagement, which includes a job educational program.
When looking at these photos side by side, we see two maps, one of child poverty rates and the other of ground heat. We can see a direct correlation between those that might be in less economically ideal situations and the increasing temperatures in that area. And so this is a picture of Scottsdale, Arizona, which is known to have less minorities and greater wealth in this area. And here's another photo of downtown Phoenix. This area is known to have more marginalized communities and also less green spaces, less economic growth in this area. Trees and natural vegetation are so incredibly important because in a lot of these photos, the unshaded areas may be 20 to 45 degrees hotter. And so that's why we're asking for one of our solutions is for more natural vegetation, simply because trees can lower surrounding temperatures, the shade prevents intense solar radiation from hitting paved surfaces, and it immediately leaves the area cooler than it was before. And more specifically, it can reduce energy bills by 30%. So not only impacting the physical and mental health of humans, but also being able to save some money for our energy bills. And that's why we're asking for an expansion of Phoenix's shade program, which is being advocated for this year by the city council. And we're asking for more funding and also a growth in that program. And we're also asking for public-private partnerships for tree planting. So this can include utility companies or other corporations that may want to expand their tree planting programs. And last but not least, we're asking for a maintenance program for after plant care. So after the trees are planted in a location, ensuring that individuals are taking care of the trees, maintaining their health so that we can ensure the longevity of the trees in that area and cooler temperatures all throughout the city.
Our second solution involves expanding energy efficiency regulations. Remember, high utility costs are one of the main reasons why people choose not to cool their homes to save temperatures. But it's also important to encourage businesses housed in large buildings to become more energy efficient, as these buildings' carbon footprint contributes significantly to the UHI effect. Currently, both SRP and APS have implemented Energy Star programs for their customers in Phoenix, which have resulted in a reduction of 500 billion pounds in lifetime carbon emissions. This is equal to about 53 million gas-powered vehicles off the road. And through programs like these, residents can save hundreds of dollars a year and businesses can save thousands directly from switching to Energy Star products and services. And the many rebates and incentives already available make it easy to offset these implementation costs for both residents and businesses. We propose that the city expands utility partnerships and rebates by streamlining permitting for Energy Star projects, like reducing or waiving permit fees for developers pursuing Energy Star certification, while providing a dedicated support staff in the city's planning department to assist developers and residents with energy efficiency initiatives. And lastly, the city can create density bonuses in transit-oriented areas for energy certified developments.
As you can see, all of our solutions are a multi-pronged approach. So some of our solution to make this feasible is creating an educational job program. So as Katie mentioned, the city of Phoenix is working on a new shade and tree plan, and one of the key components is maintenance. So something that we propose could solve this is creating an educational job program. So currently, the state of Arizona works with Arizona at Work to provide construction training to low income minorities. There's also opportunity for more funding through federal grants and employers for job seekers, and an opportunity to create new partnerships, whether that be public or private. These educational jobs could train individuals to learn how to take care and maintain of those trees and ensure that there's a program so those trees are taken care of, so that we can ensure its longevity, and also we can ensure the proper implementation. The EPA already has something similar implemented. Here is a vision of the Brownfield Job Training Program. And our ask is to create a job infrastructure or a job educational green program similar to the EPA's to enhance sustainability, to support local business, and assist low-income communities.
We hope that you'll join our vision for a brighter, cooler future. Our pitch offers practical policies to create feasible and scalable solutions that will play a part in reducing the UHI effect and carbon emissions in Phoenix and beyond. Thank you.